Alright, welcome back guys to another cast. We have Shiba Stan versus Shiba Takeo, Phoenix versus Lion. I'm just going to go ahead and give the players a quick ready to go. Looking at the deck lists real quick, does anything jump out to you, Kingsley?
So we see here a Lion deck, Lion Unicorn Splash, a little less common, but still something that people have been testing out. He does have Talisman of the Sun, which can force somebody to hit Feast or Famine, and that's never really something you want to see.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Like sometimes like face checking is one thing, but then when you are forced onto it, that's another thing.
He also has the Captive Audience, which is normally a great pick against Phoenix, but it looks like this Phoenix player has forgone Curry Moray in favor of Shameful Display.
And the three centaurs can come into handy there too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Alright, so I'm gonna let them know that we can start. Oh, here's the that's the password.
Okay. I am good to go.
I just let the players know. Hopefully the game will start shortly. Yep, here it goes. Alright, so looks like the die roll is won by by the Lion player, choosing to go second. What? So Phoenix is running along the River of Gold then?
Let's take a quick look here.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, River Gold.
but he's
Very. I don't know what I
interesting.
think about that card.
Well, so the Phoenix players I've seen that run it use it on their stronghold, and they play Public Forum as their Earth Province. So you can put like Conjure, like you can. Those also play Mia Satoshi, so you can put Conjure District on your Public Forum.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that this deck we're seeing here, it looks like they have entrenched position.
So it'll be really good in this matchup.
Also, no Mia Satoshi. I personally think Rally to the Cause is one of the best cards you can have against Lion in particular.
I agree. Rally and Public Forum are actually both really big tempo hits to land
Yeah, especially if they're counting on that,
for
kind
Greater
of
Glory.
making a big play with For Good or Glory.
Yeah, we see
Which, let's be real, Lion often is.
we see a pretty strong flop from Phoenix. They have a couple options. They can go with Suki and Magistrate, or they can just go for Prodigy and kind of go big. Is Phoenix playing Charge? I do like Charge in Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix is on 3 Charge. 3 Charge, no Sakune.
Yeah, it's interesting. They also are not playing Mia Satoshi, which you had mentioned earlier as a strong
Yeah, I know
choice.
Travis is a really big proponent of Mia Satoshi in
Dude,
Phoenix.
I'm all over. I'm on Mia Satoshi in all kinds of
In
decks.
all decks, yeah.
I mean, not all decks per se, but like I have him in Secret decks. I have him in Keeper decks. I really think he's a very strong card, and there's a lot of good reason to play this time.
I agree. He has currently been very strong. So we see Haughty Magistrate 0, Suki with 1. This almost signifies a charge play to me from the Phoenix player.
Yeah, let's take a look here.
The Lion player bought Deathseeker, nothing else.
Maybe he has charge,
Takeo bids 1, and gonna draw a second card with a library, so he's at 6 cards.
or maybe he's thinking he won't have any way to stop that haughty. Well, but the haughty magistrate also doesn't have any fate. Yeah, this is some.
Well, the Haughty Magistrate can just break, right? Like he can just break.
Yeah,
Because the Lion player's running 3. Yeah, he's running 3 strength provinces.
the question really is he can break, but does he want to?
Well, it depends on what he hits, right?
Yep. And the Lion player is on Shameful rather than Pilgrimage, which is going to be pretty strong versus Phoenix and their high glory values.
Agreed. So Sebastian has 10 cards in his hand, so hopefully he's on Unicorn Splash instead of Dragon though. So like normally here you could like shore up with Furies. So we're gonna see an attack here, probably military, probably water, gonna be at the general. One thing to note is that Deathseeker has 0 glory, and so you don't even have to have Stronghold the Magistrate.
Yeah, interesting point.
We see political though, so the Phoenix player is Phoenix playing. Oh, Phoenix is on 2 Fan 2 Katana. Okay, I was wondering if they had any buffs. Runs into Shameful Display. If you're Lion here, do you defend? Just to activate Shameful? Probably not, right? It's
Boy,
not.
it's a tough choice. I really, as Lion, I would be really wishing I had played more or different characters.
Yeah, right. Like defending here is really poor because
He
the
doesn't even win if he
yeah
defends and activates Shameful. I think it's bad. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he has to do that because it's the Water Ring, and he's just going to get bowed.
maybe is ready for battle.
Yeah, I think you have to defend, even though it's really unfortunate. On the plus side, his ring won't do anything except for honor his Asako Tsuki. But this is a bad start for Lion.
All right, so we see the defense. Gonna see a dishonor. It would be stronger if you invested fate into the magistrate. When the magistrate gets dishonored, it's actually really annoying for Phoenix because they can't stronghold it and break. Shameful gets activated. Still winning though. He's not even gonna get to use his Deathseeker's ability. It's really awkward because like you play Deathseeker to just get like a scout attack and then force your opponent to do something.
Yeah, I mean,
One thing to note is that the Lion player does have more conflict characters than normal because he has 3 Yuchi Wayfinders and 2 Vengeful Oathkeeper.
2 Oathkeepers. That's interesting.
So we could just see him play a conflict character and attack also.
Yeah, a Wayfinder and then an attack wouldn't be that bad. Like, go for the Void Ring or something.
At
He
least
wins a
force.
water conflict. Now, I do think this is kind of one of those situations where going for water, I don't know if it's necessarily the best play, simply because it's not going to do a ton here. But on the upside, it does force the defense with that Deathseeker.
It's reasonable here. Like I think sometimes Phoenix players tunnel in the Water Ring, but I think it was a reasonable to go here. Yeah, so there's a Wayfinder. Wayfinder reveals. Looks like he hasn't picked yet. Reveals Shameful Display. That's a good one to know about. Alright, so if you're lying here, you just attack Void, you said?
Yeah, Void I think would be a strong attack here. Get that Tsuki off the field. Another option, I think Fire is normally very strong. I think
I think Earth.
Military
I
Void,
think
and then
Earth.
hopefully
Oh, he just attacks Shameful. Interesting.
I would say Military Void, and then hopefully you have a charge.
He did Military Fire.
Military Fire, I don't know that's going to be that impactful here without any keepers. And Suki's actually an unusually bad target to use the fire ring on because her
Yeah.
ability will just trigger again.
I think Void and Earth were the two best rings you could go for.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. Debatably air.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. You're gonna get one from this Death Seeker leaving, like it's not even that great.
Yeah, that's the thing. Lion has a lot of stuff to give you honor as
If
well. Like
Lion
if he
has a
plays that general.
well, if Lion has a charge play here, like charge general, and then if you break, you can for greater glory. Like that's pretty strong.
Good point.
Like we gotta like he should save this shameful display. There's very little reason to activate it. Like you dishonor you cost your opponent one honor, right? Like that's true. I think that in the face of charge, that's a little risky.
Yeah.
One
Yeah, so
thing
he indeed passes, but instead we see a bonsai coming out from the Ouija Wayfinder.
one thing to know: how many assassinations is Phoenix playing?
Phoenix
One.
is on one.
Ichi Wayfinder is also a Shugenja, which makes it susceptible to Against the Waves.
Oh, good point. Yeah, that's a kind of
Random.
it's not an interaction you see very often, but it's that could be quite relevant in this
Yeah,
conflict.
so that means that it's open to Against the Waves or Fury here, as opposed to just Fury. Also, one thing to note is if the general gets charged, it will not buff the Wayfinder, because the Wayfinder's not a lion character.
Yeah, but five stats is five stats.
Yeah, that's true. So we see Saito giving 2 to Suki. So see Fine Katana on Suki, so 5 to 7. Lion, I think, has 2 assassinations. I can only imagine he doesn't have one because he hasn't snapped it off yet. So we see a Vengeful Oathkeeper entering the fray here. Both these characters having 0 glory is really hampering this shameful display. Phoenix only has 4 cards though, so really tough. Oh, but he did have a bonsai of his own. That's really strong.
Bonsai continues to be a very core card.
Yeah, it just allows you to do so much with so little, right? Like you just don't have to invest a lot in characters for them to be powerful.
I think Bonsai is going to stay as one of the more relevant cards in the game for a long time to come.
I would say out of the neutrals, bonsai and court games. I think court games is also just incredibly strong.
I can see it.
So we see Stronghold, and then we see Way of the Lion. So 11 to 11. Like this isn't even that bad if I'm Phoenix. Like Lion's invested a lot of cards just to dishonor the Suki. Like who cares? Like as long as they don't break and I get to keep my library on top of Shameful, I'm pretty happy. So if Lion has a second Way of the Lion, they can multiply the Oathkeeper to 8, which would put them into breaking. Now we see the Shameful get activated. Okay, Lion passes. Didn't have anything else. So wins. Gonna dishonor Suki again. Like I mean, your opponent's gonna buy Prodigy and gonna go for the Water Ring again, and you'll have a target for it with the Oathkeeper. So we'll see what happens. Like if he just done Void, he could just Void off the Suki and be in such a better position. But we'll see if it comes back.
Yeah, I think I think the firing there is just not really very impactful.
Alright, so see Honor General get pitched. This is a really awkward, this is an awkward problem with running Obstinate Recruit. When you 5-bit on turn 1, your Obstinate Recruit becomes just a dead draw. But we see Toturi actually being hard cast here. Very rarely do we see that from Lion, but he is going first, and so we can see a really strong double resolve here. This is where rally to the cause would be really sick, right? Like you were saying, because Lion's not going to attack Shameful, and if they hit rally, like it just like crushes this attack.
Yep, no doubt.
Plays Prodigy with 2. I wonder if he'll buy the Student. Mate, I think Lion's gonna pass here. Yep. Lion passes. Let's see. I wonder. So we see. Okay, so Takeo bids 5 now, and then Lion bids 2. Interesting. I don't think Lion was in danger of getting dishonored. Like they were at 7. Like I think he could have bid 4 pretty safely there.
Yep.
Maybe he would have had to have drawn Assassination because he didn't play it last turn. So yeah, I think you could safely bid 4 there. All right, so if you're Lion, what ring do you want to double resolve here? Like, what does the most damage?
Well, double void on that Prodigy of the Waves is a very strong option, I think.
That's fair.
Interestingly, Toturi might not be attacking here.
I can't agree with that, I guess. Like, if I'm buying
really bizarre not to attack with Toturi if that is the play.
Yeah, if I'm buying Toturi, it's to attack with him.
Looks like he's.
This just signifies this just screams for greater glory to me. We'll see.
Now he's maybe attacking with everybody. Could go for double water ring here also. It bows
out the Student and Suki.
But I don't think you want to give water because it does enable Prodigy. I don't know.
Yeah, it lets Prodigy get 2 real conflicts. So we see military hits. Was that Manicure Garden? Yeah, Manicure Garden. So on the Void Ring, so like you said, double Void is strong.
Yep.
I don't know if I try and defend this. This is so hard to beat Lion on military when you, especially as Phoenix, right? Like you just don't have the buffs to compete.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's kind of realizing that and just gonna kind of concede. So this is also the problem with Lion though, right? Is like Lion does this they do their sick 1 attack and then they're out of gas, right? Like they're
yep.
out, you can then take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
But we see Phoenix trying to defend, so we'll see. Like, just one way of the line here is just so much for Phoenix. I guess Phoenix has potential Miyamoto's Fury. I also wouldn't, like, the Void Ring is really, like, obviously impactful, but it also turns off Feast or Famine. So you actually have a bunch of safe provinces to attack then. So we see double bonsai on Toturi. Is Lime playing any send home effects? 2 routes, 2 strengthen numbers.
That's a fair few.
I've seen that a lot from Lions. They've just started moving to a lot of send home effects. It just kind of cements their break 1 per, like just break every turn.
Yep.
If you're not breaking, you're not trying. So we see 13-6 here. This is like really aggressive. We sit for shame, dishonoring Totori. Yeah, Onimaru in chats are saying he could have used Lion Box to make the Phoenix player play something first before bonsaiing. That's like I don't think players do that enough. Where they take the smallest, they take the least investment route to force action onto your opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you need to kind of make them.
Like you show me something, right? Like I'm gonna take as many free things as I can until you show me real cards.
Yeah. And then if they don't have something, you didn't spend a card.
Yeah, exactly. So we see a double for shame here. Do we have a ready for battle? I guess Lion hasn't drawn that many cards. I've only seen 12 cards. It is feasible for them not to have seen a ready for battle, and it looks like there is a charge though. So we'll see. Yeah, I agree, Onimura. So here comes the Lion box. So we're at 7-6 now. Like, he won't break, but if he wins this conflict, it'll be really strong. Because you'll just void off the Prodigy, and then you can draw a card with your Tactician. One thing to note is that Phoenix could get destroyed by a captive audience on their attack. So if you attack with student on water, attempting to just get the water ring claimed, and your opponent plays captive audience, the water ring will be unclaimed, and you won't be able to do anything. Along with the fact that Phoenix is not playing any conflict characters at all. So there is an assassination. In response to a bonsai, so he must have drawn it this turn. I think I like assassinating after the first for shame is played. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
I think it's safer to play it after the first one's played.
Yeah, that would have left Tori standing with wow. Cloud the Mind comes out onto Tori. He really wants to deny that double void, which I think
It's
does make sense.
reasonable, right? Like I mean, it's not that bad. Obviously, you want to be saving Cloud the Minds for LPVs and Spirit Colors, but as we've seen, I don't think we've seen a Lion match where a Lion's got an LPV.
Not in this not in
Not
this
in this
season.
cup, right? Like I mean, my opponent didn't get one, and Nyx's opponent didn't get one.
Which is really unfortunate for those players because LPB is a pretty core card for the way that Lion tend to play.
Well, I mean, LPV is like one of the best cards in the entire game.
Yeah.
Eh,
I mean, it's just straight OP among other things.
yeah, exactly. But like it's balanced. It's balanced by the rest of Lion stuff. But like that singular card is just insane. All right, now do we see this? Do we see the captive audience play? Because if he goes for water here, he could just get blown out.
Yeah, captive audience against this scholar would just wreck it.
Yeah, it'd be so hype, right? So we see Tactician drew a card also. Hits
Art of War, that could be 3 cards for Lion if we get a break here, but it seems unlikely.
Yeah, it's just
The water
contested
ring
water.
does also mean that Prodigy at the Waves is going to get to cause a lot of trouble.
Well, you bow Oathkeeper, right? So you just bow Oathkeeper and then use the ability to ready the Prodigy.
Right, and then you get an unopposed.
Probably it's shameful.
Yeah, I think you can probably get a break on Shameful there, assuming that Lion doesn't have something to prevent this. Looks like Lion's holding off on the defense.
So
Court Games dishonors the student. That's
okay,
a solid
that
play.
also works. So do we see a counter court games from Phoenix? Onimaru, I think that victory is fine. Like both players invested a lot of cards, and Lion drew a card with a tactician. Like, obviously it's not great, but he still has Toturi with 2. The main issue is that he's on Unicorn Splash, so he has no way to get rid of this Cloud the Mind. So we see the counter court games, and then there's the Water Ring. So very unfortunate, and there was a Keeper Initiate. Wow, that's really savage. Lion's falling really far behind here.
This hasn't been a very good. This hasn't been a very good cup for Lion thus far.
We could see Talisman of the Sun here. If he has Talisman of the Sun and moves him to Feast or Famine, he could take the fate off of the Prodigy and put it on like the Tactician. Like, that would be a pretty huge tempo swing.
Yeah, fair point.
Tax Shameful. Another conflict character from Lion also could do a lot of work here. If you're Phoenix, what ring do you go for? Like, Earth's pretty tempting. You could go Air and really really pressure Honor.
Yeah, I think Earth is pretty tight here. Air. Well, yeah, Air is also really good here.
Yeah, right. So like, if you Air unopposed plus Air puts them down to 3.
Yeah, I think I might go Air here.
And then you have the library. You have the library to choke.
Yep.
Goes for Air, because he's also gonna get to attack next turn Earth with 2 fate on.
Yep. First conflict Earth seems good.
Nick's saying he would have gone Earth. I mean, I think you could just do it whenever in either order. Yep. So Lion has no way to defend, loses an Honor, down to 4, gonna get stolen down to 3.
Loses Shameful.
Yeah, and so Phoenix is gonna draw. So Phoenix is gonna get favor also. So if Phoenix hits,
bad situation for Lion here.
Phoenix has 3 Censures and Chondro District are all now online. If we see a Chondro District, like, that is a very hard lock against Lion.
Yeah, the one upside that Lion does have is they can ready for battle to prevent getting bowed from Chondro District, but they still get moved out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Lion has seen one yet based on how they've played, but they could hopefully draw one next turn. But we're almost assuredly going to see a 1 bid from Phoenix here.
Yeah, I think this is a 1/1 bid turn for sure.
Oh, so you can buy Yojimbo Suki here, and then your Yojimbo's got two Shugenja to use abilities with. Like, you could Yojimbo to Suki 1. That's 3, that's 8. That leaves you with 1 fate. I like that. But I guess I don't know how good Shiba Yojimbo is. I don't know if it's worth 2 investment. Okay, maybe it is. And then we're going to see Suki 1. That's what I would do. Ikoma Prodigy is pretty... Yeah, Prodigy here is pretty sick, helping with that Honor. Another really unfortunate part about hardcasting Toturi like this is when he's Cloud the Minded, your dupes, like, you're just not going to get a fresh Toturi, like, anytime soon, right? So you just, like, his big advantage is his ability. It's not like Kasada where his stats are just so insane and he has no glory, right? Like, if this was a Cloud the Minded Dishonor Kasada, like, who cares?
Yep.
So, like, that's, like, the one negative part about Hotaru and Toturi. Wait, we just saw Hardcast Keeper Initiate. Times are rough.
Yeah, that's never really something that you want to be doing.
When you see Keeper Initiate paid full price for, man, you just feel like someone got swindled. Going to the mechanic for an oil change and you bought a new car. Like, come on, man.
Ikoma Prodigy is pretty high.
Yeah, Prodigy was really good here, right? So it puts him up to 4. That's a pretty big deal. We see Embrace the Void on Suki, so if he does have a assassination, he will get his fate back at least. But I guess you can't play assassination with 4 honor, like, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Alright, so we see Prodigy going in, probably Earth. Like, I like sending the Keeper into Earth. What do you think? Like, you just send the keeper in on a mission to grab the fate?
I could see that. Yeah, I do think White wants that Earth conflict here. Not only is it a very good ring effect, the 2 fate on there
He's
is
sending
quite
2
strong.
characters in. This is really risky for Feast or Famine hit.
Lion might need a Feast or Famine to pull him back into this
Well,
game.
like, Lion buying the keeper with 0, like, turns on Feast or Famine, so that is
Yep.
one advantage. Phoenix does still have their 1 assassination available if they've drawn it. But both
Yeah,
players
Lion might have a conflict character though.
Yeah, both players have not seen a lot of cards this game. This has been a pretty low overall draw game. We just see political. He does hit Feast or Famine.
Yeah, we'll see whether or not that's enough to pull
Yeah,
Lion back into
this
the
is
game.
very aggressive. Like, I
Now,
liked.
interestingly, he has to Feast or Famine the Yojimbo in this situation because the Yojimbo can block it on Suki.
Yep. And also, even if the Yojimbo wasn't there, the interaction between Embrace the Void and Feast or Famine, it would also stop that.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't stop the fate getting knocked off, but it would counterplay it in a different way.
Yeah, it just goes back to the pool as opposed
I
to.
actually think Embrace the Void on Suki rather than Yojimbo was a big mistake because of that.
Yeah, I would agree. So we don't see a defense probably. Plays Fan out of his hand because that's one thing he can play before getting discarded. All right, so here's thoughts. Say you have 6 cards in hand, and you have 3 reasonable ones. Like, and you can play a couple of them. Like, would you rather play them in hopes that your opponent hits like one of your bad cards, or would you rather hold them in hopes that you save like one of your better cards?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like, I don't know what the math is on that, right? Like, if it's better to save all your cards to give them to get a higher chance of not hitting your best one. Yeah, next. That's why we're saying that we should Embrace the Void. Like, if he just held Embrace the Void and you just Embrace the Void after hitting Feast or Famine, like, it's way better, right?
Yeah, I think the Embrace the Void was a mistake there.
Like, if you just hold it in your hand with the intent of playing at the end of the turn, you can just adapt to the situation and play it after hitting Feast or Famine.
So this is a nice reverse for the Lion player, but we'll see whether or not it'll be enough.
So we're gonna see political going after going for fire. Probably gonna try and honor Toturi. Hits meditations. Pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, not quite what you want to see.
I really didn't like this attack, the way that the Phoenix player attacked. Like, he left himself really open to like a counter attack. Oh, he could have Fury though.
Is he on 3 Furies?
Yeah, 3 Fury, 3 let go. He is on 1 display of power too. So if you get one of here, like, that would be real unfortunate.
Yeah, display of power is one of those things that's kind of often sitting there. And sometimes it's just sitting there providing an imaginary threat. But other times, when it gets you, it really gets you. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it is a very swingy card. But I think it's, like, I really like the card. Like, I actually think it's fine. Like, a lot of people, like, don't like it, or, like, I know when I first started playing the game, I thought it was just too good. But after playing the game more, so we do see the assassination. Interesting. What do you think about assassinating here instead of just assassinating the keeper?
I generally don't like to play assassination on keepers because they tend to come back.
Well, no. So assassinating the keeper because it was his only character with no fate.
Oh, yeah. That's actually I definitely would have done that.
Yeah, so like you do that, and then you just make your opponent show you a conflict character. They've already played 2, I think, or 3.
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy that he didn't do that.
So we're gonna see Art of War getting attacked here. Probably Water Ring, if I had to guess. Actually, it's like almost assuredly gonna be Water Ring. Yep. I mean, is it really missing your meditations if you're just going to assassinate the guy? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
It's actually better not to use it, right? Because then your opponent can't go back to it. So this is where water ring, just hammering the water ring is real tough. So Stian defends just so he doesn't lose an honor. Oh, sure, Nix. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's fair. We see Talisman of the Sun. Ooh, this could... Do we have a let go? He does have 7 cards.
So the best use of that talisman for Lion
Yep, let go.
is probably to force people into Feast or Famine, but now that's already been used.
Oh, he could force him into Before the Throne.
Yeah, that would be nice to relieve some pressure.
You can go into Before the Throne.
But I don't know that he can like take breaks easily at this point.
Well, he wouldn't be breaking if he's on Before the Throne. It's 4-1, and Before the Throne's a 5 strength province.
Oh, yeah, good point. So we see Art of War breaks. He's dangerously... So now Lion actually has no breaks. And he doesn't have to worry this turn because Phoenix is out of conflicts. But next turn he has to start seriously worrying about losing his stronghold.
I mean, like, Lion can't even make an attack here. Like, a
Why?
real attack. I mean, you can attack, right? But, like your chances of winning are very slim. What's the last province for Phoenix? It would be along the River of Gold. So, like...
That's a bad one to hit.
Yeah, like, I mean, so, like,
We could do it to expose...
Oh, for Miyamoto's?
Yeah, that's right.
That's fair. I could see that. No, he's just going for a Manicure Garden. Like, this is... The problem with this attack is that it just gives your opponent a fate for nothing, pretty much. Like, you have 6 cards. Like, you're gonna invest cards to try and win an airing. Like, you need to break this turn, or you need to break on this attack if you're gonna invest cards. But like, it's already 3-7. It's so hard. And then so Lion can add 1, Phoenix can add 2. Nick's saying today's been a National Geographic special, Death of the Lions.
Wow, that's a harsh way to put it, but we have been seeing Lion really faltering in these early cup games.
This is really goes to show you, though, the kind of swingy nature of playing the clan. It's actually probably the reason that I don't think I could ever play the clan.
The Lion Clan?
Yeah, well, like, as they are now, right? Like, it's not consistent enough for me. Yeah, Kingsley is playing one more in 4.5 hours. Right, you said 9:30 Pacific?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so 4.5 hours after this game. Or 4.5 hours from now. This game could go longer. So we did see Legion of One. Legion of One is hype. And then we see an Oathkeeper coming out. So I guess Takeo had the Soul Read and knew that Stan had a conflict character. So he might actually break here. If Phoenix is out of buffs, we can see Lion Stronghold to break.
Yeah, interesting thought.
What do you think about not putting any fate on this Oathkeeper? Like, I would have been more inclined to play 1 on it, just to have a character.
I honestly hate playing Oathkeeper.
Look,
I do think that if you're playing it, you should put 1 on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have 4 fate, right? Like, I mean, you go down to 3. Well, one nice thing is that the Lion player did sequence correctly, and Legion of One first.
Yep. Yeah, good sequencing here, and he's going to use that stronghold. He's now actually in breaking position if Phoenix does not have any more buffs. Looks like Phoenix passes, so Lion will take a break here.
Alright, so Lion gets a break. Do we have a For Greater Glory?
Oh, that would be cool. If he has For Greater Glory, it makes sense not to...
Oh no! We see another discard of a face down card, and he hits a keeper.
Oh, there's the For Greater Glory.
There is For Greater Glory, no censure. But he
Yeah,
did.
you really should not be discarding face down cards against keeper decks, and this is exactly why sometimes they hit that keeper initiate, and now
Now you have two keepers on the graveyard, and you gave your opponent a fresh flip, basically.
yep. Some people might say, well, they were gonna have the keeper anyway, but it means they have another option for Dynasty next turn.
Well, so like them having a keeper in Dynasty is the negative.
Yep.
It's just what it's not a real card that they're gonna see. Keepers are holdings for all intents and purposes. So Embrace the Void takes a fade off Suki. So we see a lot of fade on for both these players. Oh, this Lion player is playing EG. I did not even realize that. Does he have any sick targets to take it back?
Well, the Tactician's a pretty decent target.
Tactician, and Berserker, I guess, are the two best ones. All right, here's the Gunso flip. Will we see a brawler? If we see a brawler here, I like Lion definitely has a yes. There she is. All right. So we see Kaede here. Probably gonna see Yojimbo to protect her from the brawler. Well, so steal for like you literally just said the reason why I wouldn't discard against Crab. The chances of you hitting a holding is fine, but it's also the same chances of hitting a keeper, and also you hitting a holding could just turn on a rebuild. Like if you discard Iron Mine or Karada District, like you could just turn on a rebuild that was otherwise dead. So like that's just I actually think that's just a negative why you wouldn't want to discard against Crab. I think Crab is the worst clan to discard against.
Yeah, I got to agree there.
Like Crab followed by probably Lion because of Spirit Caller. Like I think those are the two worst clans. Maybe Unicorn too.
There is the exception special case scenario.
Yeah,
like
when you Mia Satoshi and you like mill 20 cards or whatever, like you could potentially deck your opponent out of Dynasty. That's different.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't though. Still for like
that's an unusual circumstance.
Like still for if the rebuild has to, you have to wait 2 turns for that rebuild to be turned on because you have to wait for the holding to go away and then you can rebuild. So that's 2 turns as opposed to immediately getting value out of it. Also, the chances of you hitting a rebuild are the same percentages of hitting a keeper. Like it's not like the math isn't there. Face down cards are random, regardless. Like they're all random. You obviously have higher percentage chances of hitting different cards based on how many have been seen, but a face down card is the same as the next face down card. It falls under the same theory as milling in card games. Yeah. Like people, what's the card? What's the 1/1 for Shrine Maiden? People don't understand why Shrine Maiden is. I actually think Shrine Maiden's insane.
Yeah, I think Shrine Maiden's OP. I think it will be widely viewed as a problem card in the future.
Well, it's a poor design card. So the problem is, it's either going to be too strong or not strong enough, ever. Yeah. Right? Like. So it's either gonna be insane because they're gonna print all these spells and keyhoes, and the card will just be like oppressive because it's just gonna draw you 3 cards and be a 1/1 for 1, or it just will never have enough keyhoes and spells and like. So the thing is, if you play Shrine Maiden and you mill 3 cards, it's irrelevant. You can those 3 cards that you milled might as well have been on the bottom of your deck. That's how you treat mill.
Yep. I think a lot of people may not realize that the expected impact of a mill under normal circumstances is actually 0.
I agree. In this game, slightly less so than in a larger card game, but this card game has one of the more lax mill restrictions, where when you run out of cards, you don't just lose.
Yeah, I mean, I've honestly been in situations where it's like, oh, I milled out, but it actually has no impact.
Yeah. I had a game where both of us milled out of our conflict decks because we were both bidding 5 the whole game, and like neither of us were close to Dishonor. It was pretty wild. Steel for saying minimum of 5 new spells in the clan pack. Yeah, so like Shrine Maiden's, I think Shrine Maiden's just gonna be insane. Sure, Steel for like maybe if so let's see if my deck is like 3 cards or whatever, and I know I can look through and see exactly what the 3 cards are. Maybe I don't put Shrine Maiden there, or I don't activate her. Right, like those are the corner scenarios. So we see Embrace the Void on Kaede, and this Yojimbo is gonna protect Kaede from the LPB bow. It's also gonna protect Suki. Oh, we see Cloud the Mind too. Rip. Lion's Pride Brawler was here for 1 turn, didn't get to activate her ability. Unlucky. Attacks Meditations also, what do you think about this? Like, I would attack along the River of Gold, right? Like, that's just way better. Interesting. I guess the Brawler's clouded, so you don't have to worry about protecting your, Sukune. Or Kaede. Nick's making me jealous. Blue Eye Control versus Jeskai. We got 2 Hall of Famers. Come on.
That Cloud the Mind is just brutal here.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, it was already gonna be tough for Lion, and now this Cloud the Mind's just gonna be real tough.
We are seeing a very challenging situation here. Man. Way of the Lion. He might get a win but not break here, and then he could dishonor... No, wait, he can't dishonor Kaede because she's immune to ring effects.
Yeah, she just randomly has that line of text. So we see Mori Saito giving +2. The
Katana comes out on LPB. It'd be a lot stronger if not for that Cloud the Mind.
Yeah, so this is where you see the downside of not playing Dragon Splash, right? Like, Let Go. Let Go is,
and there's a Let Go on that Katana.
So this might open the door for a Talisman of the Sun. If you
That's an interesting point.
Right, if Lion has Talisman here, you can Talisman them over to the last province and kind of save yourself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Eric points out Lion only has 1 card in their hand, so it's 5-1 in cards, but Lion does have a big fate advantage.
Well, they gotta get some kind of advantage or else they're dead in the water here.
Alright, let's see. So, funny enough, the Void Ring is the only ring with Fate, and that is the one ring you just never want to attack with Kaede. So, we do see Water Ring. So, Political Water... It would be... Captive Audience here would be pretty hype. Captive Audience would be hype. Talisman would be hype. Like, this 1 card needs to be a good card for Lion.
Captive Audience would be sick, yeah.
So Onimaru, the problem is if he does that, then Phoenix just doesn't defend, and then just gets a free waltz in onto the stronghold. Like, you can't send sending characters is not the same as spending cards, because your characters tap and then they can't block. So we see a triple defense here. We're gonna see, like, let's see, court games, Captive Audience, and like Talisman of the Sun are the only 3 cards that like I see helping Lion here. So we see court games honoring Kaede, so did not have one. So we see a win, but not a break. Gonna void Toturi here probably. And then dishonors Gunso from Pride. Like, the Lion player is gonna fall to 3 honor here. We're gonna unbow probably Suki. Yeah, Eric's saying and then a bonsai breaks. That's fair. Funny enough, being first player is pretty relevant here. If Takeo got to resolve the rings in the order he wanted, he could have chosen to resolve the void ring first, voiding Toturi and then water ringing him.
Ah, very good point. Yeah, that's one of those kind of weird situations that I think people don't always take into consideration.
Yeah, being first player has a bunch of weird priority stuff. So he readies Yojimbo instead of Suki. Oh yeah, we're gonna see 2 keepers. Yeah, see? It should have only been 1 keeper too. Oh, I guess it would have come in from the province this turn.
Yeah, it would have come in from the province, but it would have been a province that didn't have something.
It would have had a Kaede dupe. So I mean, not particularly relevant, but it could. I mean, it could have been another character though. We'll see though. So, I mean, Lion 1 card, you're gonna get attacked here. If Phoenix has a bonsai, that's all they need. How many bonsais have they played? None. Oh, they played 1. Phoenix on 3 bonsai? Yeah, 3 bonsai. Alright, so we see a past conflict, and we see Takeo doing full military here. We're seeing a defense from Lion. Lion passes.
Nothing too exciting.
What, let's see, a bonsai breaks here? Nope, not, he just takes the win. He's gonna void Toturi. We're gonna see no characters and a bunch of fate versus a full board going first. Like, I don't know.
I think Lion has this next turn. I think I think Phoenix has this next turn.
Yeah, right. Like, there's just no way you can defend.
But yeah, I mean, just look at these boards. I think the Phoenix player's really been in control all game, even with that Feast or Famine trigger. It was not enough to slow down the momentum.
Agreed. So, I mean, Phoenix even has 3 fate here from the Embrace the Voids. Like, they're actually perfectly fine in fate. So
if Lion had been trading here, that would be one thing. But since
we see a second library, we've seen adaptive waves. Oh, this adaptive waves is really big. You can just covert a guy. So we see.
Yeah, Lion also not having destroyed that Forgotten Library. That's been a thorn. That's been a thorn in the Lion side all game.
Yeah, Forgotten Library is sick. Like, it's so good. See Diplomat and Adapt being bought. We're gonna see that Lion has characters here. Like, they have a staging ground, but it's just like too little, too late. Hits double spear color. Like, that's not even enough. You pull Toturi and honor. He's got an honor general in there. Let's see here. I guess you could just do political though, and probably break even through Ancestral. So Lion has 2 cards. Phoenix up to 6. I'm assuming we're gonna see a double 1 here. Phoenix could also bid 5 and just go for the win. So yeah, so Phoenix does 5 bid. So we have 11 to 3 cards.
Not looking so good.
Let's see here. Now, if you're Phoenix here, do you attack military or political?
Let's take a quick look. So he's now. I will say Phoenix is low on honor. So I think maybe Phoenix does an air conflict here.
Well,
Or
he just gave covert, right? Like so.
yeah, I forgot about that. Well, I don't know. Is that impactful with those spirit colors out?
You just covert the brawler for 3, right? Like.
Nah, I think if you're doing mill, I think you actually cover the berserker instead to make the brawler defend.
Sure. If you do political though, you cover the brawler. It turns off for shame.
Yep, good point. Yeah, the spirit colors could enable it.
Who can they bring back? Oh, they could bring back like another brawler. Yeah. We can see the third Cloud the Mind also. So, oh, we just see against the waves, but we do see a ready for battle. I think we're gonna see political, covert the brawler. We see another against the waves bowing the one of the spirit callers. Yeah, like if you just political covert the brawler, like you can pull honor general or Torturi or both 3. You have 4 versus 2, 4, 5. Wow, he had the third against the waves. All right, never mind. The game's just over here now.
There's a get. Yeah, wow. That's brutal.
4, 5, 6.
3 against the waves coming out to just shut down those spirit colors.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 8 plus 7, 15 plus 4. I mean, 19, and then his stronghold is 21. Like he has 21. He has 21. Paul.
Yeah, I think that's the game. I think he just goes in for political and that's it.
Do we just see another lion falling by the wayside?
Yeah, Lion is getting brutalized in these games. Like, I'm sorry for a comparatively unhyped commentary here, but
where? Oh, okay. He just didn't click on the character. Yeah, this is gonna be just. Oh, he did military. Yeah, I mean it just doesn't matter what he does. The military is probably fine too. He can literally just do what he wants. Yep. So we see GG there. Yeah, the card advantage was too much. Yeah, Phoenix was just in control this whole matchup. One thing to note is that Phoenix actually had like a 60+% win rate versus Lion at Cork. What did you think? What do you think about that?
Sorry, say that again.
I said Phoenix had like a 60% win rate versus Lion at Cork. Let me just double check.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah, 66% against Lion was Phoenix's win rate. Phoenix actually has pretty good win rate across clan. Obviously their biggest weakness is their 30% win rate against Scorpion. Like that's the big issue with the clan right now. Every other matchup they're like within 5% points, and they crush Lion apparently. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Gonna go watch the Magic Pro Tour. We will be bringing you Kingsley's game. Me and Nix will be casting in 4 hours 15 minutes. Until
Nice.
then,
Yeah, we'll see if I can continue the anti-lion winning
yep,
streak.
continue the hunting grounds. Alright, thanks again, Kingsley, for casting. We'll see you guys next time.
All right.